Dear fellow Serbs and our dear American friends, let me start by welcoming you today to this Zoom conference by which we continue celebrating 140 years of Serbian-American diplomatic relationships. We are here in downtown Belgrade, in our home, the House of Jevrema Grujić, the Museum of Diplomacy, Art and Avant-Garde, and we are very pleased to be part of this glorious celebration of 140 years of diplomatic relationships between our two countries. In particular, today we would like to honor the memory of Mabel Dunlop Gordon Grujić, a wonderful American hero of First World War, who was married to our great-great-great-uncle Slavko Grujić, Serbian ambassador to Washington, and together, before, during, and after the First World War, they were one of the most generous benefactors of Serbia and the Serbian people.
We are very proud that our family has privileged relations with the United States for more than a century. The greatest contribution to that gave our great-great-aunt and great-great-uncle Mabel and Slavko Grujić. That extraordinary lady, one of the greatest in the first half of the 20th century, with her contribution left a great Mabel Grujić, who comes from a very distinguished American family, devoted her life for helping Serbia before, during, and after the First World War. And that's why we are so very grateful to her. She married our great-great-uncle in Athens, where she has been teaching at the American University several subjects, and then they continued their life for almost 50 years together. They have been representing Serbia in Athens, at the court of the last imperial couple in Russia, and then in the United Kingdom. After the First World War, Slavko Grujić was the ambassador of the Kingdom of Yugoslavia in Washington. The friendship with the American President Woodrow Wilson started before the First World War, when Mabel Grujić has been giving lectures at the most prestigious university all over the United States. At that period, Woodrow Wilson has been the president of the Princeton University. From that starts a lifelong friendship. This is the portrait of Dr. Slavko Grujić and his wife, Mabel Dunlop Gordon Grujić, in this wonderful attire in which they have been assisting to the coronation of King George VI and Queen Elizabeth, the parents of the actual Queen Elizabeth II. On his neck you see the medal that he has been given in 1937 by the King, and by which he became the Knight of the British Empire, having the right to wear the title of Sir, and his wife the title of Lady of Dame of the British Empire. We're very proud of that because this is the first Serb ever to be given that high British decoration.
The House of Jevrema Grujić, the foundation that my family founded, is very fortunate that over the 8 generations in this house, we have preserved many very important documents for Serbian diplomatic history, but also for Serbian-American relationships. In particular, I would like to thank Madam Ginger Vujić, descendant of Edith Boiling-Out Wilson, first on her wonderful words and greetings for the Jubilee, which came from across the Atlantic and which were published in all Serbian newspapers. In particular, I would like to thank her for the documents she gifted our foundation, which will be cherished in our archive. So we thank you for visiting us today in the celebration of this wonderful Jubilee, and it is 200 years of Serbian-American friendship, 140 years of diplomatic ties, over 100 years of being allies in the First World War, and over 80 years since the glorious victory in World War II. Thank you again.
Long live Serbia and the United Nations.